Every relationship has got old wounds. Like a ghost in the corner, they sit there waiting to be triggered back to life by the simplest sentiment. If you find yourself choosing your words carefully, avoiding certain topics, and walking on eggshells, that's because there's unresolved wounding in your relationship. What if I told you there was an effective way to actually repair those hurts, relieve that tension, and return to a place of free flowing love with your partner? I've developed a simple 3-step process as a means of repair: regulation, de escalation, and finally, repair. We're going to get into it step by step. And if you want a better relationship where you can actually fix those hurts and stop having the same conversations, the same fights over and over again, I made this video just for you. Step one is regulation. And this is simply because we can't make an effective apology from a place of dysregulation in ourselves. Have you ever heard of survival mode? The fight, flight, or freeze response? That's what we're talking about here. And for each of us, we might have a tendency towards one of those three responses more than the other. For me, I tend towards fight response. It's an involuntary action that my nervous system takes when I feel threatened to fight back. I will externalize. No, it's really your fault. You did this to me. That sounds like you. You might tend towards the fight response. The flight response: I'm overwhelmed. I got to get out of here. I just can't right now. It's all about movement away from. If that sounds like you, that might be your response to stress or pressure. And the freeze response is, I'm sorry I brought it up. It's getting really small. It actually doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. You're just making everything go away. You're just getting small. You're getting rid of yourself. If that's your response, that resonated, you might tend towards the freeze response. It's important to understand what you tend towards because part one of regulation is recognizing that you're dysregulated. And I know for me, I'm looking out for anger. I'm looking out for fight because I know that's what I tend to do. So, part one, recognize the dysregulation. And part two is to come into a place of stillness. Dysregulation is an involuntary, effortless, reactionary state. We don't have to try to do it. It's just going to happen when we feel pressure. So part two is to come into a conscious state. Oh, I'm dysregulated right now. I'm going to come into stillness. I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to slow everything down. And then I'm going to ask myself one primary question. Which emotion is present? That's part two. Coming into enough stillness to shift the energy from external to internal and to ask that question. Which emotion is present? And now we're ready for part three of getting regulated again. Part three is to investigate the emotion. So we're looking at these four primary emotions. They are, like the primary colors, the simplest components of the emotional landscape: anger, sadness, fear, shame. These are worth knowing in yourself well. And here are some questions to investigate them. Anger. What am I defending? What boundary of mine has been violated? Fear. What's coming? What am I anticipating? It's very future oriented. Sadness. What have I lost? What's been taken away? Shame. Which painful identity from my past is present now? I'm a failure. I'm not good enough. I can't do anything right. That's all shame. Something irreparable about myself that I believe to be true, even if it's not. If you can learn to interface with the emotions that are present, that is the most essential part of the regulation process, because what we're doing is we're coming into actual connection with ourselves. And then we are in a good position to actually connect. We start by connecting to ourselves. Now we're getting into the good stuff. This is step 2. This is a tool that 90% of relationships are missing, and it's essential. This tool is how to de-escalate a conflict. So you've done part 1, which is coming into regulation, and now we're going to make the first apology. This is a golden apology. I probably use it 4 to 5 times on average in a conflict I get into with my partner. This apology is so simple. It's recognizing the impact that my deregulated state had on my partner. It's such an easy apology to make, and it invites our partner to come into a regulated state with us. So, the apology sounds like this. For me, it almost always sounds like this. I apologize for getting angry. I see that impacted you in a way that was painful. I imagine that didn't feel good, and I'm sorry I let myself go there. Full stop. No if, no but, no excuses, just the apology. It's total responsibility because I let myself go to a dysregulated state and it never feels good. Do you like being with your partner when they're dysregulated? No, it feels bad. Let's say your partner just leaves, right? They get out of there. They say, I can't deal with you right now. I can't have this conversation. They dysregulate with the flight response. Their apology might sound like, I'm sorry for leaving. I can see the impact that that had on you. I was dysregulated. I'm sorry for that impact. The freeze response, similar thing. It's leaving. You're leaving by ditching yourself and shutting down. I'm sorry I let myself shut down. I can see that didn't feel good and it left you. Right? So this apology is so key. It's so useful and we can use it over and over and over again. And primarily the function is to take ownership of dysregulation, and the impact of that ownership is that both partners get an opportunity to co-regulate, to be with each other fully, and it sets us up for repair, which is so, so important. That's what we're building towards here. It's a pyramid: regulation, de-escalation, and then at the top of this pyramid, the piece that changes everything is actual repair. And we need this basis of co-regulation to do it. So the first 2 steps are cultivating co-regulation. We're now ready for a repair. What are the issues in your relationship that you speak about carefully? You're uneasy if they come up. You walk on eggshells. Those are the issues to apply this technique of repair to. Self-regulation, de-escalation through co-regulation. And from this co-regulated state, we have access to deep listening and authentic, vulnerable expression. When you can actually hear your partner's deep, vulnerable expressions, we have the opportunity to do a repair. And a repair is a type of apology where we take radical, total, and unconditional responsibility for the impact that we've had on our partner. We have accidental and sometimes very painful impacts on the people that we love. It's not about intention. Intention is super cheap. Stop seeing the world through what you intended to do and replace that with what the impact of your actions are. That will give you access to radical and unconditional responsibility for those impacts. So let's hop into it here. There are 2 ways you can communicate when you're doing an actual repair. One of them is you are fully open and receiving. You are the listener. It's not your turn, it's their turn. You're walking in their world, attempting to see it in a new way. You're learning. This is not about reinforcing what you already believe happened. This is all about trying to understand an idea that you don't currently have. You're the learner. You're the listener. And your partner, they're expressing. They're using that regulation process to get into, okay, what are the emotions that are present? What are the messages of those emotions? What happened there, right? They've got a self-informed dialogue that they're sharing with you. And you're understanding it. That is potent. And right there, they can say, hey, this is what the hurt was. This is where it came from. This is my past stuff that informed me and made me sensitive to it. Sure, sensitivity doesn't invalidate the fact that it hurt. Let's take a little side example here. Let's say I've got an open wound and you accidentally touch it, right? Just that hard. Your intention wasn't bad. You didn't see it was there, and your action wasn't really that extraordinary. It was a gentle touch. But you poked me in an open wound. The appropriate response for you is still responsibility, radical acceptance of the impact of your actions. You should still look at me and say, I am sorry for the way my action impacted you. You wouldn't look at me and say, oh, you're just so sensitive. I don't need to apologize because you've got a wound there, right? We all have wounds. And if we're going to interact with our partner, we have to accept their sensitivity, and that's okay. We still are absolutely responsible for the impact of our actions, even if the impact is amplified by sensitivity. So we're going to just get into that. We're going to stay with that experience of understanding why our partner was hurt and letting them express why it was sensitive to, what it played off of in their past. That's how we work with our partner. It's not about whether we're right or our action was right. It's all about impact. And then we're going to make a true apology, an apology informed by understanding their experience. Regardless of my intention, I am sorry that my action created pain for you. In the future, I will be more aware of that type of action, right? It matters to me. It's not okay with me that I hurt you. I regret that I was unconscious of the way that I impacted you. Radical, total responsibility. It's not an exchange. It is just falling fully on the sword of accountability and staying there. And once that's done, there's hurt on both sides. There's always hurt on both sides. This is not a trade-off. It's just your turn. Hey, are you ready to listen to me? I want to express what happened on my side. Are you in a place to receive me? And then you're going to talk about your sensitivities. What emotions came up for you? Why it was painful, even why the reaction you received was painful. And then there's an opportunity for them to say, oh, regardless of my intention, I'm sorry for how I hurt you. And this is true repair. That's what a true repair is. It's fundamentally rooted in understanding the impact on the other person. It's not about you. It's about them and understanding how your action impacted them and taking ownership for that. It's so powerful. And it can be uncomfortable. One of the big pitfalls here is conflating blame and apology. Blame is a loser's game. It doesn't matter. This is all about not who was more right, who was more wrong, who caused the fight, whatever. There's enough time for every unintentional, painful impact to be apologized for. No scorecard. So start doing it. Start doing it freely. Give these repairs freely because they cost you nothing and they build trust and they also set the foundation for you to get the repair that you need to. And it's reasonable to ask for it. Hey, I'm actually not okay right now. Can I express to you what's happening inside of me? I really want you to hear it from my side. And I'm hoping that you can see the impact that it had. And I would like an apology so that I know that you understood the impact and that I can feel safe going forward. Perfectly great request. There's nothing easy about this. There is so much more to it, but that's a foundation of what an actual repair is and how to set yourself up to even start down the road of a true repair. This is what I do. I build these skill sets within other people. I help them see the resources that are within them and understand how to apply those resources to their relationships. If you want to have better relationships, more empowerment, deeper connection to self, and a greater ability to express the truth that's inside of you to those that you love so that you can truly connect, I want to help you. So let's work together. I offer a free session for any first session is free just to get the ball rolling. And I hope this video was really helpful to you. I love